Now, EOQ model, which we have already discussed theoretically. Now, if we need to calculate the number of units involved in one single order, then there is a small formula, that is EOQ is equal to under root of 2 DOC, where D is the demand is annual demand. O is the ordering cost per order, C is the carrying cost per unit per period. Now you need to focus on these two things, that is O is the ordering cost per order, this is per order cost, and C is the carrying cost per unit per period. So generally what happens is ordering cost per order is given in the questions, but we need to calculate the value of C, that is carrying cost per unit per period, because it is to be calculated with the help of market price per unit of commodity. Now, EOQ is the point at which both ordering cost and carrying costs are equal. We have already discussed this is the point of trade-off between carrying and ordering cost. And this point, the total cost is the lowest, and this is the most economical quantity that can be ordered by the firm in one single order. Now, we'll explain the EOQ model by using one small example, that is, a unit manufacturing plastic container consumes 1350 units of molded plastic uniformly through the month. Now in the first statement, the sales is given, the number of units sold is given, but it is given on monthly basis. So one thing which we need to do is, first we will convert this monthly requirement into the annual quantity demanded, that is 1350 multiplied by 12, because in our formula we need annual demand. Then the current cost of acquisition is rupees 20 per unit, and the carrying cost for the firm 30% on average based on recent data available. So the carrying cost is 30% of 20 rupees. Now, is not likely to change in the coming month. The firm has to bear a cost of 2400 rupees every time. It means this is ordering cost per order. Now, we need to compute the optimum level of inventory using EOQ model. So, the formula is same. First, we need to calculate annual demand, that is the monthly requirement multiplied by 12, that is 16,200 is the annual demand, which is nothing but D. Now, what is O? O is ordering cost per order. It is given in the question that the company need to bear a cost of 2400 rupees to place a fresh order. Now, next is C. What is C? It is carrying cost per unit. Now, how to calculate C? The price is given, that is 20 rupees per unit, and the carrying cost is 30%. So what is it? It is the 30% of 20 rupees, which is 6 rupees per unit. So by putting all these values in this particular formula, we have calculated the EOQ, that is 3600 units. It means one single order. The number of units which are to be constituted is 3600. Now, the EOQ model is based on certain assumptions. These assumptions are that the demand would remain uniform. It means there would be no changes in the demand of the material. The price per unit would remain constant. Similarly, the carrying cost and ordering cost will also remain constant, and there would be no hindrances in the delivery. Now, the second technique or second method of maintaining inventory is the ratio analysis. As we have already discussed that there are certain ratios which we have covered in the ratio analysis chapter, that is inventory turnover ratio, inventory holding period, raw material turnover ratio, etc. Means all the ratios which are related to the inventory, they can be utilized or they can be used as an indication towards the maintenance of an optimum level of inventory. Now, next method is ABC analysis. ABC analysis is a selective approach which is based on the Pareto optimality concept. Now, what Pareto says, it is a 80-20 principle or 80-20 concept, which advocates a greater emphasis on controlling those inventory items that account for the bulk of the usage of the value. It means, depending upon the nature of the goods in which we are involved, there may be a case that there are certain parts, components and parts which are large in size, heavy in volume, but their relative value is less. Let's suppose if you are involved in the assembling of automobiles. Now there are various type of components and parts which you need to collect just to assemble one car or one bike. Now the most important component of an automobile is the engine. But if you see at the size of the engine, the value or the cost of the engine is higher in comparison to other components and parts, whereas the physical space which is required to keep it in the warehouse is comparatively less. Whereas if we look at the another component of automobile, for example the wheels, the wheel is something which is of relatively less value. It is not as much costly as the engine of the automobile, whereas the physical space which is required to keep it in the inventory is comparatively large. So on the basis of the value of the various type of inventories, we need to rank them into three categories, that is A, B, C, and accordingly we'll decide that how much inventory is to be kept for A category items, for B category items, and for C category items. Now step 1 is to rank all the items of inventory in descending order on the basis of their usage value and number them through 1, 2, 3, etc. Then second step is to record the total of annual usage value, means how much is to be invested in that particular material and how it can add to the total value of your product. So it would be your second category, that is B category. Then third is classify the inventory items looking at the cumulative percentage of the total usage and the percentage of the items, that is into A, B, C. So A category would be the highest value items, B category would be the moderate value items, and C category would be the low value items, and accordingly the company will decide that how much physical quantity is to be maintained for all three levels of inventory. Now next approach is JIT approach, that is just in time approach. It is to reduce the level of inventory to zero so that the firm is able to cut down its carrying cost. As per this philosophy, it says that the inventory should be zero. We should not maintain inventory, because if we are maintaining inventory, then we need to bear additional cost of maintaining inventory. So what we need to do is we need to just maintain a thorough system. It means as soon as we receive the order, accordingly we'll purchase the material and we'll process the material and we'll execute the order. So JIT is all about having the right material at the right time, at the right place, and in the exact amount. So there is no point, as per this philosophy, to bear additional cost of maintaining inventory.